and welcome everyone to Marketing Tips Tuesday with Practicefuel, the 9-step system that will show you everything you need to know to use the internet to grow your practice. My name is Brian Devine, and today we're talking about one of my favorite topics, and that is how to get new patients fast without spending a dime on ads. And if you have heard me talk about this before, you know that this is one of my favorite things to do. It just works beautifully. So I'm going to give you the secrets. I'm actually going to just walk you through it, because I really believe that if we show you how all this stuff works, if we show you that we can actually help you by helping you, then hey, when you reach a point where you need some actual help from a marketing firm, we are here to support you. So buckle in, get your notepad ready, because I'm going to walk you through my favorite process here. I'm going to show you the 9 steps, and we're going to talk about this one right here: patient reactivation. Now, don't pause the video. Don't stop, right? I want you to hear this, because you might be thinking, oh, yeah. I know all about that. I have my team. They call and they follow up when somebody doesn't make a decision, or if they haven't decided to start whatever that treatment is, and they just haven't gotten past that next step. Usually you've got a process so that you have your team members call them and follow up. But I have to tell you that this process that I'm going to walk you through works better than a phone call from your team. And there's lots of reasons behind it. And in fact, I ran this for actually a longtime client and a good friend of mine, and he was shocked at how well this worked, because he said, I don't understand. I have my team calling. So that's their job. They're supposed to do that every day. And he knows that they do, because they track it, but they don't get good results because, frankly, that's not what they're good at. But when you utilize this very simple process that, yes, I'm going to share, this is not a tease, I'm going to share it with you, that you will get a positive and fast result, because you are semi-automating. And when I say semi-automating, I mean that you are combining a massive amount of text messages, yes, text messages, with a personal follow-through. Not a follow-up, a follow-through. Now, let me explain, because this is important. You utilize whatever tool you have to send out a text message to everyone and anyone who is on the fence, who hasn't said yes to a treatment plan that you've provided, or just hasn't said yes to whatever the next step is. And you're putting them on the follow-up, right? They're supposed to be getting these phone calls, and nothing's quite happening. So rather than have your team try to keep following up, try and track them down, try to catch them, you just send a simple text message with a very simple and straightforward offer that they can take advantage of right now by responding to the text. Now, let's say you send out 300 of these. You're not going to get 300 responses. You're going to get, on the low end, 2%, on the high end, 10%. So let's say you're somewhere right in the middle, right? So you're at that 5%. You're going to send out 300. What is that? 15, just like boom, quick responses you're going to get immediately. Now, these are people who already know you. They've already talked to you about whatever this treatment is. So this is not a hard sell. This is just saying, hey, I've got an opportunity right now for you to take advantage of the treatment plan that we talked about. Would you like to? And I always recommend some small incentive, a little offer, like, hey, we've got a $100 voucher for you if you respond yes to this text right now. Now, the reason that we do that is because when somebody says, hey, yeah, they're raising their hand, then you start the non-automation, right? So I do recommend that you have some automation that immediately will respond and say, hey, that's awesome. I'm going to hold you a spot. What, do you prefer mornings or afternoons? You start that whole, choice of 2 kind of process so that you can get them scheduled. But then you want a live person, an actual person who is monitoring this. And this is not like you have to monitor it, watch it intensely for all day. You just kind of keep track and check it out and see if anybody has responded, because your automation is going to be kicking in. But then you can jump in, pause the automation, or even if the automation is like at a point where they're waiting for you, then you can jump in and say, hey, we've got a time at, this right now, or can I call you right now? Or can I call you at this time to get you booked? Or can I send you a link, or you can book it yourself? And there's all these different ways to do it. If you're a Dolphin user, then, that you can they can just book right through your website. So they can just, go ahead and do that. If you're a dental office that has something like that, please, by all means, do that. Because what's happening is that they are raising their hands. They are saying yes to your special offer. You are then going to deliver that special offer. It doesn't have to be something huge or fancy, just a reason to reach out right now. And then they raise their hand. They say yes. You book them, they come in and start treatment. I mean, it's really that easy. So, if you're at the high end, right, you get 30 people that are raising their hands saying, hey, we are interested. You will start at least half of those, if not more. And it all depends on kind of, if you were doing it for implants or if you're doing it for Invisalign or for braces. All of them have sort of different end results. But generally speaking, it's a very high return on investment because you only spend a few minutes sending out the first text and then you just watch it for a little bit. And then, we do recommend that anybody that doesn't get booked that day, that you put them on kind of a follow-up, that the text messages go, hey, we're still looking to get you booked up. We've got a couple of these vouchers left. This process works so well. It's one of my favorite things to do because we just know that we're going to get you a massive return on investment, like instantly. Obviously, the bigger your list, the larger amount of people that you can reach out to, the better results you're going to get. And then here's the best part. Every 3 or 4 months, do it again, right? So you clean the list. So anyone that has started that treatment, you take them off of that list, load up the new list, and reach out and say, hey, we've got this special offer. If you'd like to take advantage of it, reply yes. They reply, and it starts the whole process over again. So this is not like a once every 2 years. This is about once every 3 or 4 months because for whatever reason, you didn't catch the person at the right time, and you just never know when they're going to be interested. And somebody, make sure that your software allows people to opt out. They can just say stop, and then you won't send them anything else after that. And nobody gets upset. It's just really pretty straightforward stuff. And the reason they don't get upset is because you just said, I've got something special for you based on what I know. Would you like it? And if they say no, that's fine. If they say yes, great. But that's how you can get a massive amount of new patient starts like in a day. Usually this kind of a thing we usually run for 7 to 10 days. The first day is always the most fun, but then we'll get another, whatever came in the first day, usually we'll get about half of that or 3/4 of that throughout the next 7 to 10 days. So that is the secret. Use this process. If you have questions, need some help, we're here to help you, but you can do this. This is something that just works over and over and over again. And if you've got a huge database of patients that need something, man, at that point, I don't recommend that you send out like 500 all at once. Send out 100 to 150, see what you get. Next month, the next week, send out the next 100 to 150 and see what you get. Because you never know, right? You might be putting out an offer that just, for whatever reason, everybody decides they want it right now, and you probably don't want 100 people to raise their hand and say, yes, I want it right now, because you're going to have to book them out pretty far, and then there'll be some hard feelings. So just think about that too. Start out a little bit low, 100, 150, see how it works for you. And if you have less than 100, obviously just send them all and see what you can get. Okay, so if you have any questions, we're here to help you, and we look forward to seeing you next time on Marketing Tips Tuesday with Practicefuel. That's it for me. Bye for now. It's gonna work. Hey.